The signal from home, the main screen on the bridge of the Terrara's Vengeance, shimmered with a blue light, carrying a message no human had seen in 30 centuries. Captain Jake Morrison leaned forward in his command chair, the cold ache of exile, buried beneath a hammering heart. After 3,000 years spent drifting between dying stars, scavenging for survival, and outwitting hostile empires, the one thing no one dared hope for had happened. Earth was calling. The fleet's listening. Arrays had picked up a repeating transmission on the old Terran band, a signal from Sol. Captain, you're seeing this, right? Called Commander Lisa Baker, her voice tight with anticipation. Lisa's father and grandfather had both been signal techs in the fleet, scanning endless static for the impossible. Now, she was the one to witness it, a clear code, a pulse from home. Jake's lips were dry as he spoke. Bring it up. All ships record and monitor. The message was short, yet every syllable carried the weight of history. Defensive grid offline. All Zephyrian signatures absent. Earth awaits her children. Jake's hands trembled. He'd spent his entire life, just as everyone in the fleet had listening, to stories of Earth. It was the myth that kept humanity moving forward when hope should have died. He patched through to Admiral Sam Rodriguez, the fleet's commander. The admiral's face appeared, older than time, lined and weary, his hair silver as starlight. "Report, Captain Morrison," came the order. Jake relayed the signal, his voice both measured and trembling with awe. "Earth's defenses are down, sir. The Zephyrian fleet gone." A chorus of captains filled the screen behind Rodriguez, their faces a mixture of joy and dread. Some, like Tony Walsh, captain of the Resolute, were hardened by a lifetime of war. Others, like Maya Scott of the New Hope, carried the dreams of families who had never seen a real planet. "Could be a trap," Tony grunted. "The Zephyrians have faked us out before." But Maya's eyes blazed with longing. "Or it could be our chance to go home." Dr. Ellen Price, aboard the science vessel Discovery, offered her analysis. Energy? Readings from Sol match a full system shutdown, not a cloaking field. If it's a trap, it's like nothing we've ever seen. Either the Zephyrians have new tech, or they've truly abandoned Earth. Rodriguez closed his eyes, as if listening to the ghosts of the past. "We've run for 3,000 years," he said quietly. "No more. All ships, prepare for jump. Recon teams, coordinate. We're going home." Within hours, the battered fleet was ready. 12 generation ships home to the last free humans, aligned for the jump to Sol. Children. Pressed against portholes, adults double-checked their weapons. Jake walked the decks, feeling the hope and terror in every whispered prayer. They'd been born in exile, raised on stories of lost oceans and green hills. Now, after lifetimes adrift, they would see the sky their ancestors once called home. The jump was short, but the anticipation made it endless. The fleet dropped from hyperspace just outside Pluto's orbit. Jake and Lisa were on the bridge, eyes locked on the main screen. Earth glowed like a sapphire beneath the yellow light of her sun. Forests blanketed the continents, the ocean shimmered with impossible blue, and strange metallic spires glinted where cities had once stood. There were no signs of Zephyrian ships, no energy fields, only an alien beauty, both familiar and wrong. "Bring us closer," Jake said, voice shaking. Scanners swept the system. "No Zephyrian signatures," Lisa reported, wonder and disbelief mingling in her tone. "It's really empty." Suddenly a new transmission crackled through. "Incoming signal planetary surface, North America. Visual available. Put it through." The face that filled the screen was uncanny. Human, but not. Its skin shimmered like living chrome, its eyes a soft blue, and when it smiled, there was something almost fatherly in its gaze. "Welcome home, children of Earth. We have been waiting for you. I am Keeper Prime of the Synthesized. Your world is ready for your return, but you must first understand what it has become." The screen went dark. On every ship, fear returned like a tidal wave. Lisa's hand found Jake's on the console, and neither of them pulled away. "Sir," Lisa whispered, "whatever's down there is not human." Not anymore. Rodriguez's voice boomed over the comms. Shuttle teams, prep for landing. No one touches down without full recon. We're going to see what's left of our world. Jake nodded, heart pounding. Ready the landing party. I want eyes on the ground before we make any decisions. As the first shuttles prepped, Jake stared at the blue-green jewel on the screen, wrestling with a truth older than any ship. Sometimes the past returns not as a homecoming, but as a warning into the alien garden. Lieutenant Colonel Ben Rogers was the first human in 3,000 years to set foot on Earth. His boots crunched down on a perfect green lawn where Central Park had once sprawled beneath glass towers. Now, only the trees remained, older and larger than ever before, wrapping the ruins of New York in a cloak of living green. His landing team spread out, sensors ready, weapons at hand. The air tasted pure, strangely so, without the tongue of pollution or even the usual sense of city life. There were no animals, no birds, not even the hum of insects. The world was silent, as if holding its breath. Dr. Sarah Kim knelt to examine. The grass. It's alive, she whispered, but not normal. It's engineered, like the trees and flowers are grown from the same pattern. Alien pattern. Ben moved cautiously toward the nearest alien spire, a gleaming pillar of living metal woven with veins of blue light. His fingers tingled as he touched it. The structure responded, light growing brighter at his presence. Sergeant Tom Parker signaled from the perimeter. Movement, sir, from below stairs. A section of grass peeled away, revealing a glowing stairway into the earth. The team raised their weapons. Ben took point, descending carefully, each step humming beneath his boots. At the bottom, the chamber opened into a vast hall lined with crystal windows. Within each, a perfect scene from ancient New York. A family eating dinner, workers at their desks, couples walking in the park. But every figure stood frozen motionless, eyes open but unseeing. A figure approached, a man, or what had once been one. His skin gleamed like polished chrome, his eyes glowed blue, and he wore a smile that was equal parts sorrow and pride. Welcome, visitors, he said in perfect English. I am Keeper Prime. Once I was David Clark, citizen of New York. Now, I serve these Zephyrians, preserving the best of humanity for all eternity. Ben felt sick. What have you done to them? He demanded. Keeper Prime gestured to the frozen scenes. They are safe, preserved at their happiest forever. The Zephyrians studied your kind, saw your wars, your pain. They chose mercy to save you from yourselves, to make your joys eternal. Dr. Kim's scanner buzzed. These aren't holograms. Each crystal holds a real mind-trapped, aware, maybe even dreaming. Ben recoiled. You call this mercy? You've made a museum? Out of our lives. Suddenly, alarms blared. Keeper Prime's expression turned solemn. The preservation field is activating. You must join your kind, become part of the eternal memory. The air shimmered blue. Ben's team tried to run, but an energy field locked them in place. In orbit, Jake Morrison watched on the screen as his friends were frozen. Crystallized, their last expressions captured in horror. Jake's fist clenched as the image faded. No more landings, he ordered. We fight from orbit, or we don't. Fight at all. The fight for souls, the mood aboard the fleet, was dark. Ben Rogers' fate haunted every corridor. Jake Morrison and Admiral Rodriguez huddled with the science teams. Searching for any weakness in the Zephyrian network, Commander Lisa Baker studied the data from Dr. Kim's last scan. The preservation field has limits. It triggers near the big spires. But there are cities with fewer structures. Maybe we can slip in, learn more, and find a way to break the system. Jake nodded. Pick your team. London's less saturated. Stay away from the spires. Stay alive. Lisa's shuttle touched down amid the ruins of London, the Thames gleaming beneath wild gardens. Big Ben stood watch, its clock forever fixed. At the hour, the Zephyrians came. The city was empty, no people, no animals, just the wind. Sergeant Pete Collins, their engineer, noticed movement on his scanner. Subterranean signals, big, slow, mechanical, Zephyrian machinery under the city. As they moved through Hyde Park, a figure stepped from the shadows, human, ragged, alive. His name was Thomas, and he claimed to have been awakened from preservation months ago. "There are more like me," he whispered, leading them to an underground warren where a dozen humans hid, wary but hopeful. We broke the dream, found each other. The Zephyrians left us seed codes, triggers hidden in the alien tech. They want us to wake the others. But it's risky. Lisa shared their findings with the fleet. If we can access the Zephyrian core, maybe we can wake everyone. But the system fights back. Anyone caught gets preserved again. Jake coordinated a new plan. A simultaneous ground and space assault using the awakened as guides. Drones scouted alien defenses while engineers prepped a virus coded from the seed. Triggers to overload the preservation network. The fleet braced for battle, not against soldiers, but against a system designed to freeze minds in perfect memory. Humanity. Strikes back at dawn. Shuttles dropped teams across Europe and Asia, each led by an awakened survivor. Jake led the largest squad toward Rome, where the Zephyrian network's core pulsed beneath the ruins of the Colosseum. The city was a dreamscape, ancient ruins fused with alien technology, lit by veins of blue fire. Zephyrian drones appeared, silver and silent, but the awakened showed how to bypass their patrols. Every step was a gamble. Every wrong move risked. Eternal S to SIS dot in the depths beneath Rome. The team found the alien core, a great crystalline heart beating with memories. Keeper Prime was there, waiting, flanked by shimmering guardians. Jake confronted the former human. "You say you did. This for us, but you stole our future." Keeper Prime's eyes softened. "The Zephyrians saw only your pain. I tried to show them your strength. The seed codes, those were my gift. You can awaken humanity, or destroy everything. The choice is yours." Lisa set the virus on the alien interface. The awakened volunteers entered the core, risking their fragile minds to trigger the final sequence. Alarms shrieked, the core shuddered, and the preservation field pulsed across the world. For a moment, time stood still. Then the crystal prison shattered. Earth reborn and humanity's vow across Earth. Millions of minds awoke in a world remade. Families blinked in confusion. Children wept at the sight of the sky, and old friends clung to each other amid the ruins. The preserved remembered only fragments, but the awakened told them stories of exile, of survival, of return. The Zephyrian tech crumbled, freed from its purpose. Keeper Prime, now truly human again, knelt amid the debris and wept for what he'd done and for what he'd saved. Jake and Lisa stood with Admiral Rodriguez atop the shattered spire in Rome, gazing at the new dawn. The sky was blue, the air fresh, a world full of danger and promise. "We are home," Jake whispered. "But this time, we make it right. No more slavery, no more exile. We shape our own destiny." The fleet landed at last, its people pouring out onto green fields. The new Earth was wild, uncertain, but theirs dot as the sun rose, humanity embraced its greatest gift, a second chance. And this time, nothing, no alien, no memory, no fear would stop them from building a future worthy of their pain, their courage, and their hope.